All right. Welcome to our first monthly, bi-weekly, bi-daily.
Let's not make any commitments.
Okay, no commitment-free screencast photo critique for 52 frames. I am Yosef Adest of 52frames.com. Here, I am joined with my best friend, my childhood hero.
Ooh.
I think
Please stop. You're going to make me cry.
Yirmiyahu Vann of vanvisuals.com. Also runs his own...
Yes, the Jerusalem Photo
Institute.
For anyone looking to do photography classes
in Jerusalem, specializing in outdoor portraiture and indoor studio work. What else do you do? I feel like you do more things.
What else?
You also have a video production company.
Video production company. Retired wedding photographer.
Retired wedding photographer.
Thank God.
And that's why we're having fun. That's the first lesson: is photography should be fun. So we're here with our beers over here. How's your beer?
Good.
You finished it already?
No, we're still working at it, slowly but surely.
Okay. Hope the mic picks up drinking the beer.
Yeah.
So.
This is very exciting. I've been with Yosef Adest to watch him grow this 52 frames things from literally a hole in the ground to now
it was literally in a hole with a laptop.
It was pretty unbelievable.
I'm like, why I could just be in an office doing this.
And look at you now, international showings.
Yeah, we have an exhibit in London in March.
We're very excited.
If anyone out there is listening in London, come by. So we're basically going to pick 10, 15 photos. This is actually from our last album as we record this. I don't know when exactly I'm putting this out on the interwebs, hopefully soon. This went up last Sunday, which is Black and White, which is such a beautiful album. Oh my God, this blew my mind. We're picking like 10 to 15 and we're just gonna give our critique. And this, this isn't like a you suck. Yeah, these photos could be our own.
Yeah, this is kind of the stuff that we would tell each other in regards to our own websites and our own portfolios.
It's all constructive criticism. I think that's really important, especially in our project. I think it's great. That's how people learn, when they're open to this constructive criticism. You just learn so much. So, wow, let's just jump in. So this photo that you're looking at right now, oh my God, who shot this actually? Where? Oh, messing things up here. Tom O'Brien.
Hello,
from
Tom.
Florida, US of A.
Hello, Tom in Florida.
Tom, first off, gorgeous. This is like beautiful. I love the exposure here. I love the clarity. I'm loving just the composition that there's no like distraction. Gorgeous.
Great for this one, I think.
Yirmiyahu was like, "Oh, this is terrible."
We did see some of these before we started.
Can we do good cop, bad cop? I'll be like, it's perfect. It's perfect. I have no critique. Yirmiyahu, what do you have to say?
You have to see these people next week. No, it's good. We discussed this one a little before the class started. So let's see a fresh one, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, you don't want to? No, let's just go. We'll give some of our commentary.
Okay, a few things. I think the place and that you found is amazing, and the reflections are amazing. There's a lot of amazing symmetry. One thing I would recommend, and the tones as well. The tones and exposure is unbelievable. You shouldn't be afraid to print flat at all. Well, one thing I would say though is just in terms of really choosing a strong subject and getting in there and really kind of telling us what the photo's about. There's definitely...
Get down.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. I feel like this guy is like the main subject, and these guys are interesting, but they're not really... I'm trying to figure out kind of what the subject is. What did you want to tell me here? And certainly even in the back, there's this guy faded out, and to kind of, work with what you got, and maybe, try some different angles, get low, get high. It kind of looks like you shot it kind of just at the standing height, which isn't necessarily the best height.
It's funny because for me, my default is almost always I get down to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I shoot and I go to my knees, and then afterwards I'll stand up straight.
Yeah.
It's always a more interesting perspective. Maybe he had people here, and maybe that he wanted them to, he didn't want them in the shot.
Maybe.
But lower to the ground would have given a completely different perspective of these guys. And I also feel it's very asymmetrical. I don't feel like this negative space is intentional. And even just this line, if you're looking at the line that these birds form, it's not really conforming to any photographic rule. Not that we have to conform to any photographic rule, but it's not really crossing any of the thirds or any of the what's that Fibonacci, right?
Ooh, Fibonacci.
I don't feel it jives with the Fibonacci, but
you're talking about enjoying photography. You've now reduced photography into a mathematical
formula.
Yeah, perfect.
It's not the what is the ratio? It's not the 2 point. But I mean, it's really a lovely photo. I'd be very proud of this photo. I mean, I love it. Great eye, and work with different compositions and more intent.
Yeah.
This one actually won our cover photo.
Oh, this is Talia Cantor's mother.
Correct.
Avril Gantov. There you go. Hello.
Very good. Very good.
I just thank you, Talia. I just shot a wedding with her last night.
Right. You guys are in the wedding industry together.
Yeah. That was. I guess I'm retired, but occasionally they're able to pull me.
So so is this a robot or is this plates?
Is it a robot or is it a plate? Maybe it's both. It's a plate robot.
This is just brilliant, Avril. I just love the creativity. I mean, obviously that's the first thing that jumps out at you.
And the rule of thirds, I feel like the natural inclination of everyone is just put this guy right in the middle, and she really fought that, and she has an amazing amount of negative space that really adds.
Yeah, which I assume she created in post. I can't imagine this is studio lighting. I imagine she did the best she could with making the background very dark and then went ahead in whatever post-process. This is what I assume. And then darken the rest of it.
Hey, whatever works.
And it works.
Yeah.
It works. We're only seeing what she wanted us to see.
Big point.
I mean, this is just perfect. This is creative. I never, ever would have thought of something like this in my brain.
Even like the slightly off symmetry of these plates here really, give a sense of movement in regards to just the lines and the contrast between the plates.
Everything, and that his eyes are not like perfectly aligned gives him an expression. Even the shading here gives it just a bit of a more lifelike appearance. Very anthropomorphic. Just give a click.
There we go. Oops. And one thing I do want to just comment on is if you zoom in here, you can see a lot of people get crazy in terms of noise and perfection in that angle, but you see here there's a lot of noise in this picture, and Yosef and I certainly didn't notice it at all. It didn't detract. Just goes to show that the best picture is not necessarily the one with the least amount of ISO noise. It's really, unless it's detracting, it's not that important. You don't have to go crazy over the technical details.
I like to say that people a lot of times they'll edit. They'll go to 100%.
Pixel peepers.
Here, there's 100%. They go to 100% and they're like, there's still some noise. We gotta, and basically when you print this and you're looking at it on a wall from afar, it's gonna look beautiful. Anybody that's looking at a print with their nose to the canvas is an a-hole. That
is Yosef's official take on nose lookers.
Yeah, I mean, don't get crazy. This is like 200%.
400%.
There's no, we're not shooting Hasselblads here. But
I've never had a client tell me they didn't like a picture because there was too much noise. Okay, Dodo Photography.
Dodo, this is Doreen.
Hello, Doreen.
From London.
Welcome. Or she should really say welcome to me, but nice to be able to look at your photo.
Thank you for letting me be your guest. So I love this. It actually took me a second to realize what this was. The first thing that jumps out at me
is this negative sheets.
These are negative sheets, yeah. Which I've read about in a textbook.
You've read about? You've never seen it?
I think I googled it once on Wikipedia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The first thing that jumps out at me immediately, and this just really, really bugs me. I sense that in general, this would be my one critique for everyone in this project. This is the thing that comes up the most for me, is that it's just a tad too underexposed. Just in general, like I find this a lot. Do you find this with amateur photographers? That I remember when I first started, I would always underexpose. I thought it looked better. And then suddenly I slowly learned to realize what proper exposure is. And I look back at my old photos and I'm thinking, why so dark? Do you find that?
Yeah, it's hard, and everyone has their own tendencies. But one thing I will say is that the histogram is your friend. And the
histogram is your friend.
I experienced this big time. Maybe I'll try to send this picture to Yosef if you can put in the video. But I really learned this when I was first starting, as I went to the desert and put my camera on a tripod, shot, a nice 5-minute exposure, something like that, and it looked great to me on this camping trip. And then I brought it back into my studio, and the picture was so underexposed Because what I realized is in the desert, when there's no lights, the LCD screen looks so bright to you, and it's completely subjective. And then when you're in a place where there's light, the LCD now has to compete with the ambient light. So then all of a sudden it looks darker. So the histogram is really a true judge of exposure. And
just the true judge. Well, let's just grab this one quickly, and I just want a simple. Bringing it to Photoshop. This doesn't have to be Photoshop. You can have a brightness slider in Picasa or
Picassa's
anything.
Great.
But just even on our levels effect here, I wonder. Oh, please hold. We're just gonna get the phone now. No, put them on speaker.
It's too late. I hung up on them already. I'm sorry if that was you.
We apologize. Yeah. Apologize to our callers.
You called it 7:49.
The call-in section is not for another 10 minutes.
Yeah. Go ahead, bump it.
So we have here. Well, I want to point out that there's actually a histogram here.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know what histogram is, very simply, on the left are our blacks or our shadows, and on the right there are whites or our highlights.
Very good.
And this is just telling you the data. This graph is just saying. So we got the bunch of shadows here and like a bunch of midtones, and then boom,
no highlights,
like a cliff. It just
Zero
completely
highlights.
cuts.
Yes.
So that means we're missing all the data in this bright zone. So even if we just lift this, just
slide it to the right a little bit.
I'm just
a little more. There you go. Yeah, bump those highlights.
That for me, that's even a little bit too much contrast. But like, just you really see the difference between the two. It jumps out at you.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually seeing some of the detail on the slides here as well, which I couldn't see before.
That's so crushed.
And we're also getting a bit more of the depth. I'm seeing things from the back as well. So I mean, that's just a great. I'm always telling people just bump up that brightness, whatever processing program that you're using. It's huge. It's huge. Oh my God, this is
I feel
amazing.
like we need to cue the Star Wars theme.
This is just amazing.
Very clever.
You win $1 million for this photo.
Ooh,
this is
nice. Is that how it works?
We give out $1 million every week to the people that have Star Wars theme.
Awesome. One thing I might recommend is I feel like we're losing a little bit of clarity here in this black guy.
And the shot, yeah.
No racial pun meant. And just if we could just kind of pull him away from the white guy into one direction, maybe over here because you shot him over here, and then you could see more of the shape of this pepper shaker because here's just kind of getting into a big black mold. I could see what's going on, but I'm having to work to figure it out. And today's generation, everyone's so tapped into smartphones and technology. They don't really want to work too much. You got to really give it to them straight off.
It's very black and white.
That is true.
Now I don't know if we could save this. Like if I took this, maybe if we had the raw file.
You want to bring up the midtones?
Then we would be able to pick up the shadows. But I would wager a guess that this is gone. This data, which means.
Yeah, look at that histogram. We got lots of whites,
some of blacks, and that's what I meant when I said just now. This is very black and white because there's no midtones.
That is correct.
And if we were working in the raw, then we would just see if we can lift some of that black. But you see, it's lifting up here, but it's not budging over here. That means that black is done. As much as we lift it, it's just it's dead data,
clipped.
Which just means it's clipped or it's burnt or crushed or
whatever
insert your
this
is just a phenomenal
great idea.
It's great.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your blacks, to your shadows.
And it's tough when you're shooting black and white pictures. You got a big dynamic range there, and if you're shooting JPEG, it's tough to get it all in. And
I actually like to crush my black and whites and just amp up the contrast. But there is a lot of diminishing returns there.
Adding a reflector here might help a lot in terms of the shadows and the pepper shaker.
Yeah, getting some fill light.
Yeah.
All right, I think we only have time for one more.
Are we really going to stop now? I feel like
we just got into there. Yeah, well, this will be part one. We'll have a part two.
Part two?
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah. I think that's good. More for your money.
For your $1 million.
This is very sweet. I really like the focus here. You're really right on the eyes, and it's nice. Looks like window light on this little tyke. One thing that's just abundantly clear is this seemingly this post-process blur that you have going on here. I don't know if that's like I would think it's like the clarity slider on Photoshop. Maybe in Picasa there's some kind of like fashion glamour slider.
Kind of like a tilt shift effect, but it's not really working in terms of the the perspective here.
It's not depth of field. Like this isn't coming from the lens, so it's clearly. Oh wow, Google is. We have a. Can I just make a shout out?
Please shout out to Google.
Google has their own time. Just search timer on Google, and they give you your own timer. You can full screen, and it gives you a beep when you're done.
And not only that, you can even.
Oh you can mute it. Okay. Part 2 will not have beeps. So this has been great. I'm really excited, and I think I've learned something.
Amazing. It's a pleasure. It's amazing to be here with you.
Thank you, Yirmiyahu. VannVisuals.com, Jerusalem Photography Institute. This is great. We're definitely going to do this again. Everybody, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos and tutorials and all kinds of free funsies. And go to 52frames.com to join or follow our amazing weekly photo challenge project. In the meantime, go out and freaking shoot. Ciao.